Hello folks, my name is SWEGTA and I'll be serving the role as narrator for this video. Today we are gonna have a look at the unique cuts and changes which Rockstar Games had to do to get an MA 15+ rating to sell their game in Australia. So, without any further ado, let's get straight to the backstory. When GTA 4 was still in heavy development, a lot of Australian gamers were quite anxious about the upcoming release, wondering if the game was gonna be censored in their region. Thankfully for them, a gaming website, that'd be PAL Gaming Network, decided to ask this question directly to Rockstar. And Rockstar Games provided the response that GTA 4 will be fully uncut in Australia, adding that, quote, "No GTA has been censored since Vice City." However, 2 months following this, Rockstar Games contradicted their previous statement. One of the spokespeople for Rockstar Games revealed that the company had indeed produced a special version of GTA 4 to comply with the Australian classification system, which, by the way, currently does not contain an 18+ rating. And for whatever reason, Rockstar Games declined to reveal what material had been cut from the game. Now, after the game was released, one of Kotaku's readers by the name of Mick went to the trouble of comparing the censored Australian GTA 4 version with an uncut copy to find the differences. Thanks to him, we have a list of changes since 2008. So, let's dive into the differences. The first cut will be no surprise to a lot of you watching, as it involves our beloved Ladies of the Night. To remind you, in the uncut version of the game, we can pick them up during night and then drive them somewhere dark. And then, well, you know, select a desired service from the 3 different options you have available at 3 different prices. And then just enjoy the show, if you enjoy that kind of thing. Now, in the Australian version of the game, it is still possible to pick up ladies during night. However, when you found a perfect dark alleyway, the game simply won't let you choose a service. The lady will start doing her job without even asking you for confirmation, taking away from you 70 in-game dollars. This means that the Australian gamers only have the 3rd service to pick in the uncut version of the game. In my honest opinion, this was a bad implementation of the cut, because if you're trying to park your car, you will notice that she can take away your money multiple times. And it's simply because the game thought that this might be the right time to initiate the script. And the second thing you'll notice here is that the camera is fixed somewhere behind the vehicle, and you can't even move it, prohibiting you to see the action. On the other hand, there is an interesting bug which allows you to see what is going on inside of the car, and sadly for some, this is nothing interesting as the animations were all disabled in the code. They just kinda sit there and do absolutely nothing at all apart from talking. Well, Rockstar Games did prepare themselves for this. Fun fact, this Australian cut of the game reminds us of how this feature looked in GTA San Andreas. But at least there you could rotate the camera. I guess you could call it a reference, but it's more of a downgrade in my opinion. Now, the second change is a bit more surprising. And I say that because they yanked out a few blood effects in the game. In the Australian version, no blood pools appear beneath dead pets after eliminating them. But then, on the other hand, other blood effects such as splatter remain untouched. Moreover, it is actually impossible to make bloody footprints by stepping on the blood in the Australian cut version of the game. No matter what you do, you won't see them on the surface. But then, again, on the other hand, you can still make bloody tire tracks by driving through the blood in the Australian version of the game, which is kind of a surprise and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then again, who said censorship ever made any sense? And finally, when Nico or other NPCs are injured, light blood patches or wounds are not gonna appear on their bodies. Instead, their models remain clean no matter how many bullets you shoot into them. And that's pretty much all the changes. It seems like Mick found them all himself and I could not find anything new. As the Australian Classification Board went on to say, GTA 4 was edited and modified by the makers before it was even offered a censorship rating in Australia. So, it turns out that Rockstar were pretty paranoid and tried to protect themselves by initially submitting a modified version to the Classification Board to keep things on schedule, and to avoid delays, blaming an absence on an 18+ rating in Australia. A little bit later following this, they changed their mind and submitted an uncut PC version of GTA 4 in November 2008 to the Australian Classification Board. And you know what? It passed, with an MA 15+ rating without any issues. Starting from this moment, every single GTA 4 expansion pack in this region was released uncut. The GTA 4 release on Xbox 360 and PS3 later received a title update, which removed all of these silly cuts from the game once and for all. So, I hope Rockstar Games learned their lesson. If you want to find more about this release, then feel free to pause the video. If you're a fan of Bully and you want to see some Bully videos, then I'd recommend checking out my channel, link down below. Anyway, that's it for this video. You folks, as always, stay classy. Peace.